Dom, as we all know, Caitlin's been the face of the WNBA. Her likeness is on the side of the JW Marriott. Basketball fans wanted to see her play in her home arena, but now it's not happening because of this injury.
Scott, Indianapolis is ready for WNBA All-Star Weekend. Gainbridge Fieldhouse is ready for WNBA All-Star Weekend, and it's all disappointment when it comes to your generational talent, Caitlin Clark, not being able to participate in the three-point contest or the All-Star Game, as you mentioned. I mean, look at this place. It's ready to rock, to welcome fans from all across the world. And a lot of the reason they wanted to come to Indianapolis, a lot of the reason that the WNBA All-Star Game is in Indianapolis is due to Caitlin Clark's generational fandom and the draw she gets when it comes to WNBA basketball. It's certainly disappointing, but it's certainly understandable as well. Remember, this all happened Tuesday night in a Fever win over the Connecticut Sun with about 40 seconds left. Caitlin Clark coming up in some pain, favoring that right groin, expressing frustration, a lot of emotion. And while a lot of that is physical, without question, the mental toll these injuries have taken on Clark cannot be overstated. This is following a right quad injury, a left groin injury, and now this, a right groin injury. It's kept Caitlin Clark out 11 games this season, and we're now just getting to the WNBA All-Star break. She missed last night's game against the New York Liberty and then confirmed the assumption that we all thought might be the case, missing the weekend, posting Indiana Fever's social media pages, quote, "I'm incredibly sad and disappointed to say I can't participate in the three-point contest or the All-Star Game. I have to rest my body. I will still be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for all the action. I'm looking forward to helping Sandy coach our team to a win." Now, before this latest injury, I had a chance to go one-on-one with Clark as she detailed her frustrations with missing games, yet what she's gleaned from the sidelines this season, trying to turn all of this into a positive.
Well, I'm not going to say it's easy because it's certainly not, and I've been trying to approach it in the most positive way I can, and I think it just gives you really great perspective on being a great teammate and being a great leader, and puts you in the shoes of maybe what your teammates have been through, and I haven't really been through that in my career, so you can't really understand that feeling unless you're really there living it. So just trying to be the best teammate and leader that I can be, and just also trying to learn and absorb. I think it's a unique perspective, watching from the bench and understanding the game from that perspective, and maybe what the coaches are seeing. I think I've been able to learn a lot.
Got to give her credit. She's kept a great attitude through all of this. You have to understand how it cannot be easy going through all these injuries, especially for a player who's not accustomed to going through injuries. She hadn't missed a game in a long, long time, certainly in her college career. Didn't miss a game all of last season, and understandable why Caitlin Clark will be out this weekend. You have to prioritize the second half of the season and beyond for the Indiana Fever. It stretches far past, their aspirations stretch far past All-Star Weekend for the WNBA, but it's disappointing, to be sure, for fans, for the Fever, for the WNBA, especially when it's all taking place here in our great city of Indianapolis. But Caitlin Clark officially will not partake in WNBA All-Star Weekend festivities.
The excitement is really building for WNBA All-Star Weekend, despite the news that we got today that Caitlin Clark will not play because of an injury. But the Fever have two other players taking part. Our Dominic Miranda caught up with Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, asking them what they're looking forward to this weekend.
All-Star Game, obviously very exciting.
Yes.
Here in Indianapolis, you're an All-Star. First, does that ever get old? I mean, I know you have goals for yourself,
yes,
right, and for your team. To be an All-Star, to be a representative as one of the best players in this league,
yes,
that's pretty cool.
It never gets old. I think it's always exciting. It's always a blessing, especially being an All-Star now that it's in Indy this year. I feel like that's just even more special because our fans, they show up and they show out every single night, and so I know it's going to be super amazing when people come into town, they come into Gainbridge, and they're like, whoa, this atmosphere is unreal.
I know. We went to Phoenix a year ago,
yep,
and there wasn't much signage going on, and we know how Indy does things. To
Indy
be
gets down.
Your
okay?
home city,
gets
okay?
Down.
It's your home city. Like you mentioned the fans, but how exciting is that? That's got to give you a little extra oomph already on top of being an All-Star.
100%. I think anytime you get to play in front of the home crowd, in front of people that might not get to see you play often unless you come into their city once or twice during the season. So you never take it for granted, and I'm super excited. I think everyone's going to enjoy All-Star Weekend.
You're an All-Star. It's here in Indianapolis. First things first, just being named by your peers and by coaches and by fans as one of the premier players in the WNBA. That's got to feel good, and you've certainly earned that.
Yeah, man, it's always, every time I've been an All-Star, it came down to coaches, and so I think that comes from just, hopefully people seeing my game for what it is and everything else being, not even a factor. And so I like to think that, people that, look at me and my game and has respect for what I appreciate, because, these moments don't happen a lot, and I like to be grateful for them.
Yeah. It's all about respect, right? Respect this game right here. We all do. And last thing, it's here in Indianapolis. I know last year in Phoenix, we really had a good time, and that was an awesome experience. I imagine the league wants to build on that, but for this team, you're in your home city, Indy, the host city of all host cities, right? How excited are you for that experience?
Oh, it'll be fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think that it gives the game of basketball a chance for everybody to come together in a great city, and so I like to think that the city is prepared for what's about to happen, so it'll be fun.
Thousands are expected here in Indy for what's expected to be an epic event. Our Anna Chalker talked with fans and shows us how the city's getting ready.
Like the sign says, the floor is ours, and that'll be the case in just a few days when the WNBA All-Star Game is here. But these fans are here for the last game before that All-Star weekend, and they're ready to see the best in the league here in the city.
It's awesome. I mean, seeing all of the buzz, it's great.
When fans walked into Gainbridge Saturday, they were greeted by the All-Stars on these banners. While they got to see Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers in action a week early, they may even be more excited to see the other All-Stars join them next weekend.
A little surreal. You watch them on TV and you think they're just television characters, but when you see them in person doing their amazing skills on the court, it's really cool to see.
But the buzz is not just coming from the Fieldhouse. When fans fly in, they'll be greeted by this basketball court at the airport. And throughout the weekend, people have taken part in one of the WNBA's missions of serving the community. Whether it was cleaning up local parks or donating breast tissue during the Komen All-Star Cure Drive, some say the city is ready to welcome the thousands coming in.
At this time last year, we didn't even know that we were going to have the event. So to see that the community comes together so quickly in a matter of months to make this kind of thing happen, it's just, again, it's the Indianapolis way, and we're so excited to be a part of it.
There are so many events this week leading up to the All-Star Game on Saturday. For a full list of those, you can head to WTHR.com. At Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Indianapolis is about to make a slam dunk as WNBA All-Star Weekend rolls into town. The biggest players, the loudest fans, all tipping off in just days. And behind it all, crews running a full-court press to get our city ready. Tonight, our Alex Almanza shows us how Indianapolis is now setting the stage for a star-studded weekend.
It's game time for downtown Indy, at least when it comes to preparation. Crews are transforming the city into the ultimate WNBA playground ahead of All-Star Weekend.
To come down, shoot a hoop on Monument Circle, you can't do that every day. The kids dribbling down from the American Legion Mall, seeing that I think will be fantastic, and then just celebrating how great our downtown is for these major events.
From Gainbridge Fieldhouse to Monument Circle, the city is dressed for the occasion. Expect packed streets, live music, family events, and even comedy shows like Fever Fest at Everwise Amphitheater. But with so many people expected, safety is a top priority, and IMPD means it.
You can control your behavior. I can't control everyone's behavior in the city. If I could, we wouldn't have any shootings. We wouldn't have any shooting incidents.
IMPD says a crime center will be fully staffed with detectives and analysts watching and responding to potential concerns. Just one of many ways city leaders say they hope to keep downtown peaceful amid back-to-back weekends of violence across the city.
Just don't bring a gun with you. That's one way to be peaceful. We're going to be taking steps over the course of the rest of the summer to make sure that the summer weekends are as peaceful as we can make them.
And for those heading downtown, city leaders say plan ahead. You can download the WNBA Events app, check road closures, and give yourself plenty of time. And additionally, if you want text alerts, you can send the phrase All-Star 25 to 67243. That'll get you in the loop for safety notifications.
Any word, Alex, how big these crowds are going to be this week?
Yeah, officials say tens of thousands of fans will make their way into Indy, so we're talking pretty big crowds. But Scott, when I'm out with friends, I remember to create a safety plan. We're talking create a kind of like a landscape to kind of meet in case we get separated. And of course, for those younger kids, you can always write that phone number on a wristband just in case families do get separated.
Yeah, good advice from Alex Almanza tonight. Thanks so much.
WNBA All-Star Weekend is upon us. It actually tips off tomorrow, but today was all about giving back to the community.
Our Anna Chalker shows us tonight how the WNBA teamed up with some local organizations for their Changemaker Day.
Inside the racing capital of the world, a different group of athletes are taking over.
We're always excited when we host major events in Indianapolis to take it off the court or off the field and make it more than a game.
And their playbook was all about giving out thousands of period products.
It's such an incredibly important topic for us to be addressing, one that I'm not sure we would have been comfortable doing even 5 years ago, to be honest.
The WNBA, along with hundreds of volunteers, packed 25,000 period product packs for the second annual Changemakers Day. Among the group were WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and former Fever star Tamika Catchings. All of this will be split between two local groups, Project Period and Indy Hygiene Hub, who help women who experience period poverty across central Indiana.
So for me, it's life-changing. It really is. It's the difference between a kid missing a week of school or a parent missing a week of work.
This is just one of the small sections of the 25,000 period packs that will be donated. And while this is a one-day event, Project Period and Indy Hygiene Hub tells us this impact lasts so much longer, where these supplies will go from 6 months to a year.
So this will get us through the start of the school system, and it should get us through Christmas.
It's going to be great to confidently be able to respond to people that have one-off community requests.
Requests the WNBA hopes Central Indiana women and girls don't have to worry about again during All-Star Weekend and beyond. In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Downtown Indianapolis overflowing tonight with all-star spirit. Signs of this big event all over our city right now. We've got Brandon Schaff joining us live tonight at 6 to show us how the WNBA is embracing the community right here in our city. Hi, Brandon.
Yeah, good evening, Scott. Take a look at Georgia Street, transformed for WNBA All-Star Weekend. You can see the logos, you can see the colors, all the excitement that you're seeing inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, you will see out here as more people make their way to Indianapolis, right? And there were a lot of players, high school players, that also came to Indianapolis for a basketball camp where they could learn from the pros. Let's take a look at that camp, some of the footage that we got earlier today. They came for the Basketball Without Borders Global Women's Camp. You can see the action on the court today at the University of Indianapolis. It was hosted by the NBA, WNBA, and FIBA, and brought 40 top high school prospects from more than 20 countries there. The camp's director was Allison Feaster, a former WNBA player. She says that the camp gives her pride since it showcases talented young players to NCAA coaches and the NBA front office staff who are scouting. Feaster played on the Fever and now has a front office position with the Celtics. She says that Indy has a special place in her heart, especially considering the Pacers' NBA Finals run and what players like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are doing now.
It's a meaningful moment, and it culminates right now with W All-Star. The league is blowing up, and these girls get a chance to be a part of that, and hopefully that's in their journey in the future.
She says that this is the third year that this camp was dedicated exclusively to girls ahead of the WNBA All-Star Game, and she's been the camp's director for all 3 of those years. While many of her career moments were on the court, she says that a highlight is grassroots events like this. Feaster also saying that basketball for her is a global language, and she says that this type of an event, it helps to connect the dots between all those players that are coming from around the world and the pros that they're learning how to become better players from. For now, reporting here right by Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
Yeah, Brandon, it's been so exciting to see the popularity of women's basketball and now seeing all these young players getting involved. It's been really exciting. Thanks so much, Brandon. Want to show you the other big events taking place in our city. WNBA Live offers all-star activities for fans beginning tomorrow morning over at the Convention Center. The three-point contest and the skills challenge take place tomorrow evening over at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Then Saturday, it's the Fever Fest starting at 5 at Everwise Amphitheater. They'll have live music and comedy performances, all leading up to the All-Star Game watch party. And the All-Star Game tips off 8:30 Saturday night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.